Hello, everybody. This is Yvonne. This is me back at you again today, answering questions from yourself. So thank you for all of the questions you've sent to me. And today's video is going to center around authenticity. I received quite a few questions around authenticity, about 4 questions. So that will be the focus for today. So let me start off by sharing a story with you. I was with a friend the other day and I said, you know what, the next time I, get on stage to give a talk or do one of those things that I usually do, I am going to turn up as myself authentically. So she said, oh, okay, what does that mean? She didn't say, what does that mean? She actually said, oh, you're going to turn up with natural hair, right? I'm like, no, I'm going to have my whole hair down, to my back, but what was interesting about that is the way in which we understand authenticity. So while I'm no expert on authenticity, I will share with you how I understand it, and in terms of the little research that I have done and what it means to be authentic as I live it in my own life. Authenticity is about showing up as your true self. It's about your beliefs, showing up as who you believe yourself to be. It's about showing up with conviction of your values and what you believe to be true. And so what are your values? Who are you? Are you a person of integrity? Are you a person that respects other people? Are you a person that holds things like family values very highly? Who are you authentically? What is important to you? What convicts you day after day? What makes you wake up and go out? What makes you happy? What makes you satisfied with yourself? So to help understand authenticity as well, let's look at what authenticity is not. Authenticity isn't about authenticity is about not living by a script. Authenticity is about not pretending to be somebody who you are not. Authenticity is about not faking it till you make it. Yes, there's a certain truth to faking it till you make it, but it's not about faking your entire life and saying every time you go out there, you fake it. Some of the questions I got around authenticity really centered around, living your authentic life in terms of being who you are versus what is expected in the workplace, or in living your authentic life about being authentic versus turning up in the business place. So there were questions around like, how do you balance being authentic to your brand and also trying to stay in trend within your business industry? Or how do you identify your own authenticity instead of trying to emulate someone else? There was another question about how do you handle people you don't like or who don't accept your authentic self? What happens when they're threatened by the authentic you or try to use some aspects against you? So I think everything comes down to our environment. The easiest question to answer is the last question, which talks about people not accepting it. So let's start with, you are not ice cream that everybody will like the same type of ice cream. Some people like vanilla ice cream. Some people like chocolate ice cream. Some people like strawberry ice cream. And some people don't like ice cream. So let's get it right. When you show up authentically, not everybody's going to like you. No. Everybody's not going to like you. But does that mean you can't be everything to everybody? You have to be true to yourself. That's the beginning. So by realizing you cannot be everything to everybody, that makes it easier for you to try not to be everything to everybody and accept that not everybody is going to like your authentic self. But you have to show up respectfully with your authentic self. You can't say, this is my authentic me, so I'm going to be rude to everybody. You also have to respect everybody's space in you being authentic. Then another struggle people have with authenticity is showing up authentically in their workplace. This is a very big struggle because sometimes when we're looking for jobs, let's be honest, we just want a job that is going to pay the bills. So we don't look for what are the values of that workplace. Do they match my values? Will I be able to show up in that place authentically? we don't think about that. We just want a job in the moment. So only as you get to a place of privilege, and like they say where I come from, you don't chop belly full, like you've eaten until you're satisfied, that you can now start to say sometimes, okay, I want to work in somewhere where I can shop authentically, but not everybody has that privilege. So let's lay that foundation, because at that point in time when you're just looking for a job, you're focused on what's of bigger value to yourself, which is paying the bills, taking care of your family, putting food on the table, and that's all good. But when it comes to showing up authentically at a workplace, you have to understand the workplace in which you're going into. So you have to remember that that workplace, that organization, that business has been built on certain types of values that they appreciate, that they need, that is integral to their business success. So you have to see whether your values or who you are as a person matches up with that workplace. So if they want somebody who is creative, are you that kind of person who is creative, or are you that kind of person who is reserved? If they want people who, speak up, share ideas, are innovative, are you that kind of person, or are you a doer? So knowing the kind of values you have, knowing the kind of person you have, that helps you start to choose which kind of organization that it is that you need to work within. So always bear that in mind when you're looking for a job, or in the kind of workplace you are. So if you're looking for your next job, think about, the culture of that organization, whether it matches the kind of person that it is that you are. So values in itself, even going back to the story that I told you, people have this misconception that values is one thing or the other. So values is really about your true self, and that's usually highlighted in the kind of the actions we take, the way we dress, the way we show up, the hairstyle we have. So my value is not about or my authentic self is not about natural hair. No. I'm a wig person, I'm a hair person. The longer it is, I'm trying a new one. Guys, tell me what you think about this one, different hairstyle, I'm trying it out. So another thing is, even when we talk about authenticity, is in the business place. So in the business place, one of the questions I got was, how do you balance being authentic to your brand and also trying to stay in trend within your business industry? So there are trends. Guess what? Trends will come and go. You have to differentiate between what it means to turn up authentically versus the principles of business. So today we live in the disruptive business environment. There are certain things that may be considered as strengths, but they're also business survival. So you have to understand what is a principle for you to survive as a business versus what it is for you to turn up authentically in your business. Because it's your authenticity, it is your values that drive the ethos or the branding or the values of your business and organization. What are you there to serve? How are you there to serve it? Remember that there are people who want what you have to offer. So if you go out emulating somebody else, and in terms of somebody else's brand, they're already serving their industry. That's who they are. And that's who they are authentically. And because it's who they are authentically, they're able to keep on doing it very consistently and in the long run. But if you go out there and you're emulating another person's brand and not your own authentic brand, then you're going to struggle, because you're not going to be able to do it in the long run. And it doesn't serve who you are as a person and as a business. So being authentic starts with knowing yourself, whether in business or whether professionally in the workplace, or how you turn up to people every day, requires you understanding and knowing who your authentic self is. Who are you? Knowing who you are will help you make decisions on a day-to-day basis. It will determine how you show up on a day-to-day basis. It will determine the uniqueness of your business. It will determine what you have to offer. When we talk about branding, when we talk about business, we always talk about our unique selling proposition, our USP. So whether in the workplace or in our business, our USP is our authentic self, is what we have within us that nobody else has. Nobody else has it, just you. So pause for a second and think, what is so unique about you? Who is the authentic you that this world needs to see and is waiting to see? Who is the authentic you what's that authenticity that you have to offer and serve? We're all blessed with unique gifts. And when you're your authentic self, you can show up and turn up as your authentic self, or you can show up as who the world is waiting for, without having to pretend to be somebody else or be reading a script day by day. Oh my gosh, reading a script is tiring. Having to pretend to be somebody else that you're not is very tiring. So how are you showing up as your authentic self day to day? So I hope I've answered your questions. I will be back next week to try and answer some questions. So thank you for your questions, and have yourself a great week. Have yourself a great day, and keep being you. Keep doing you, because that's who and what we want to see, and that's what the world is waiting for. So take care, everybody. Bye-bye.